Let's bring in one of the authors of that study. Qin Gao was the lead researcher on this project. She's a professor of social policy at Columbia University and the director of the university's China Center for Social Policy. This is really a wide-ranging survey. There are a lot of key findings there. One of the areas that really jumped out at me was the rather disheartening numbers, and Benji sort of touched on this about racism. We'll put the stats up on the screen for our viewers to take a look at, and I'd like to talk about these findings. 74% of Chinese Americans having experienced racial discrimination just in the last year. 55% worry about their safety relating to hate crimes or harassment. These are really big numbers and really kind of sad numbers, aren't they?
It's true. This is not new, though. Anti-Asian, anti-Chinese American discrimination has been happening long in American history. There was the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 that was the first law to exclude a group of people of one ethnicity or nationality from entering the U.S. Luckily or thankfully, in 1943, 80 years ago, that law was repealed. However, the repeal of the law didn't stop anti-Asian, anti-Chinese discrimination, and the COVID-19 pandemic really saw a surge in the numbers you're just showing. So this is a huge both mental health burden to our community and also financial economic burden to the community, because we see that many community members, in order to cope, they have to change their work schedule, change their travel routes. So that is leading to economic costs.
Wow. Well, I think one of the other findings that really comes across is this fatigue over the trade tensions between these two countries, the United States and China. 82% favor a more collaborative economic relationship between the U.S. and China. Can you talk about that? And also the fact that politicians should really take notice, because another finding is just how engaged this population is when it comes to being involved and voting. Big number there as well, right?
That's exactly true. Among the Chinese American citizens we surveyed, 83% are registered voters. And among these registered voters, 91% turned out to vote in the 2020 presidential election. So this is a major voting bloc that no one should or can afford to ignore. At the same time, our survey also found that people's lives, communities, family members are affected by the tension of U.S.-China relations. As you said, over 80% are worried about the relationship, the national relationship affecting their personal lives. And many more people want economic opportunities, educational exchanges, cultural exchanges, and only through collaboration, those opportunities can benefit both the societies and benefit the people, especially the Chinese American community.
I think anytime you go into one of these surveys or studies, you kind of have a sense, well, this is probably what we'll find, and then there are always some surprises. Was there anything in this survey that really jumped out at you, surprised you at all?
I hypothesized that we will find a very diverse Chinese American population through the survey. We found a super diverse group of population. So for example, over 40% of the study participants spoke more than one language at home. That's amazing. That shows how just linguistically powerful this group is. It also showed 80% of the Chinese American population said they are English proficient. And that's amazing too. Not many people realize that. We also see a very high percentage, overwhelming majority feel they are accepted in the American society. So these are not the potential foreigner. This is part of American society who feel they belong, they want to have a voice. They actually are voting to have a louder political voice. So we need to mobilize this voice and really shape the perceptions and conversations we're having in the society and integrate their voices into a positive change.
It's a fascinating survey. Congratulations on it, and thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.